Hello, everyone, and welcome to the series finale of Atlas Terminal. This has been such a fantastic journey, and we have been so privileged to be on it with you and all your interactive dice rolls that you have given to us over these last 8 episodes. So let's just get right into it and let the story begin now.
I am the Overseer. And I see all beyond time and space, from dimensions of the past, to ages of another time, to futures unforeseen. Through my special device, I will witness the story of 4 individuals and discover their place in the universe.
We begin in a very epic setting, where flying across the universe is the team of Annie, Isko, Lukas, and Reba, and a state-of-the-art fighter jet. Let's have the 4 of you roll a d20 right now. No context, just roll!
Okay. Stop calling me.
Nice.
Okay, that's not bad.
I think we're winning so far. But yeah,
Cool. Oh,
we
40
are
and 16.
sequential.
Hello.
Don't fuck it up on.
Don't fuck it
Seven.
up
I
on.
went on. Can someone post the dice thing again? I forgot to pull it up.
Yeah.
Yelling that, but it turns out I was on mute. So that was embarrassing and a great way to start the stream. So yeah. Okay, 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god, the
Ready?
tension.
Steady. Gore.
Gar.
Oh,
ruined.
perfect.
Come on.
There is a battle cruiser pursuing the 4 of you on this small rickety ship that you have been able to barely get off of the planet's surface. And soon, a missile comes from the starboard side, hitting where Annie is seated. And all of a sudden, you see as the hull breaches open, as an explosion sucks her out into space. Annie, you have one chance now to claw and hold on with whatever legendary abilities you can use to get yourself back on the ship. You, being a cyborg, have no need for oxygen, so you, wearing no suit, no need to worry about depressurization or anything like that. The 4 of you, still contained in your specialized suits, are holding on for dear life.
Okay, legendary. Technomancer, you can instantly hack into multiple technological devices, vehicle, or some other technological system, and I'm gonna have it pull me back in.
Okay, so basically a connecting cable that you're able to extend out with your technomancy reaches out, wraps around your hand, and pulls you back in, makeshifting a seatbelt as it were to lock you into the ship, plugging yourself into the ship now as part of it as well. You are at 30% in hull breach. You are at a near level of power depletion. You have barely any weapons available at your disposal. What are you looking to do as you are still in hot pursuit by this hulking battlecruiser?
Is it still my turn?
We're going to go with the highest one, which I believe
Okay. I was like, do I need to think?
I believe that was Isko.
I think Lemon beat me by 1.
Lemon,
I think it was
Lemon got
Lemon,
1
yeah.
with a 16. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, geez, what am I
immediately,
doing?
Well, you're acting. What are you doing?
We're in pursuit. We're being pursued by a large battle cruiser.
All alarms are blaring at this point. You are in full crisis mode. Your ship is nearly like hanging on by a thread. If it wasn't for Isko's piloting abilities, you would not be able to have survived as far as you have. Lukas, what are you looking to do in this moment?
Remember your training, Lemon.
Oh,
Everything we've worked for. It's all led to this.
Barrel roll.
Ah, there we go. I knew I could
Also,
count on
I
you.
would probably use navigate.
Okay.
So you navigate your party to one of the following areas when traveling in wilderness space, to an oasis, shelter. Ooh, I'm going to go for shelter. Try and find shelter from this attack, I guess.
As luck would have it, you are able to find an immediate asteroid cluster of which you can maneuver yourself in and out and try and escape this war cruiser's attacks. Using this ability, Isko is able to navigate even more fluidly towards a safer destination. Isko, we'll leave that to you now. Is your turn.
Absolutely. Well, as we established last time, I have my limited break ability giving me advantage to pilot the ship. And I want to maybe fire off a space torpedo at one of the wings of this other cruiser as well, just to slow them down.
You release essentially the emergency flares that are able to kind of just throw out any kind of distraction tactics towards any incoming attack, and they immediately ignite these fumes that are embedded inside of the asteroids. As this is an asteroid mining facility, one ignition of it blows up in a chain reaction of which nearly destroys the hull behind you of the battle cruiser, but it's just slowly deteriorating at its shields until there is nothing, and you can read that they are now fully vulnerable to attack.
Haha. All right, Reba, it's time to Isko.
Oh.
Why are you looking at me
Isko,
like that? Why are you looking at me like that?
That was the worst one yet.
Hey, you're dying. Shut up.
I'm fine. It's just like strapped together with cables and wiring.
I'm ignoring
Yeah,
all
you
of you.
say that, but like pieces of you are practically coming off at the seams.
Like, paint flapping in the wind that's like torn off.
Reba doesn't have long-range offensive abilities, and she's not technologically savvy, so she's gonna turn to Annie and belt on something that's gonna hold her to her seat, but like has an extender cable so she can get over to Annie's side. She clips herself to Annie's chair and then starts working her magic. There's like a welding gun in one hand and like a spray heel in the other, and she is patching Annie up as quickly as she can. I'll go ahead and do a heal check.
And just
And
one
I'll
piece at a
squeeze.
time. You just see like the slow rebuilding of Annie come back together and you are whole again. It is there. Go ahead.
Annie,
Yeah.
you can patch me in vocally. I can send something and mess with their minds.
Yes. And I will use cyber forward. I am one with the Matrix.
One
Your
with the
eyes
Matrix.
roll back and you see the coding across her eyelids just digitized down as she completely is now immersed into the communication systems. You speak to her, she'll be able to speak to anything on that communication spectrum.
Amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and do like this. It's called afflict, and I'm gonna make them a clumsy. So I start playing like this very unsettling like audio clip that I have that's like designed to upset organics, and so it's like broadcasting through Annie's connection, and it's making everybody like nauseous and
Is
queasy.
it the screaming goat?
Incredible.
Even better, it's Isko's impression of the screaming goat.
What does that sound like? It's unsettling.
It was the
4K
first thing I
quality
had.
audio.
Why do you have
and-
that?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
You know, fair.
Talk
And
to
it
me,
is
Goose.
immediately a disturbing sight as you just hear it like echo and reverberate through space somehow, just sending a shockwave of confusion and psychic paranoia through the other ship, which is just, you see their navigation almost immediately derails. They get off course and they
How
fly.
close are they to us?
They're tailing you, but at
Okay,
this point, they're
I've got to think.
yeah. Go for it.
He's got a thing.
Okay, Deadeye, you take aim and focus your senses, automatically scoring a triumph with a ranged weapon on a nearby creature or object that you target. The hit disables the targeted limb.
A targeting computer immediately comes over your heads-up display, Lukas, and you can see immediately throughout all of this dodging and weaving, you are able to focus. You fire, and that one final missile blows up. And at that point, that's when you hear everything freeze, and you just see different status updates now, holographic form, in front of you, as a voice over an intercom goes, that was good. But just a question. I'm pretty sure we told you try not to blow up anything environmental this time. Like, that's been a routine that we've been trying to avoid.
Why?
And you kind of like went straight for it.
I
Life
mean,
or death.
if the opportunity is there, we're gonna take it.
You watch as now kind of everything around you just decodes into the domed atmosphere of which you had been training maybe about 6 or so months ago when your last mission happened, and you had been actually doing some your final thing to escape the people who had been torturing you from inside that simulation. You are aboard a flagship space station around a brand new terraformed planet, and you have just finished your consulting hours for Nova Terra Corps in their simulation department. As a femme-presenting cybernetic captain approaches, it's like, okay, I understand. And this is why we hire you all. I get it. So, any recommendations in terms of our equipment? Like, you were asked to push it to the limit in terms of abilities, but I was also on order from, supposed to be acting within certain delegations of galactic law and trying to just keep things, by the book for everybody. I want our trainees to not have to worry about breaking any kind of conventions or laws or accords, because they review this footage. But anyway, what do you recommend?
You lost me. Anyways, how is the overheating problem? Has that been fixed?
I'm
seeing some dead pixels here and there. That's really got to be fixed for immersion's sake, as well as you just simply don't want things to overheat. I know from experience.
She's kind of like deer in headlights. This is not her territory of expertise.
I think we need more killer robots, personally. Like, spaceship chase, easy. You gotta have that, like, wild card factor in there. Otherwise, you're never really gonna know how people behave under extreme stress.
Different level, like, abilities, like, almost like leveling up like a video game.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the aim on the weapon's off.
That is true.
Yeah.
And that wasn't us.
You're a little
You
to
never
the
knew.
left.
It's on a digital pad.
It's almost like the alignment
Okay.
was off, so
Took
that definitely
me-
needs to be good.
Okay.
It took me too long to hit. I've got some aggression right now. It took me way too long to hit the other ship.
So latency. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, some like weapons calibration at the very start to make sure that whatever your brain intends to happen will happen, like exactly where it needs to and not slightly off. I think will make sure that everyone's instincts like fall into the right place. Also, Reba's hair like
Also-
flashed green for a sec, and I think that was definitely a technical glitch.
I noticed that. I didn't like that at all. But also, the injuries that Annie sustained by being blown out the side of the ship wasn't realistic. I'd be happy to do a workup for you and what that would actually look like.
Yeah, paint. I'm not painted.
Yeah, that was the.
I'm
I
the
think
palette.
that we. Yeah, I think that we just. There may have been just I'll talk to our programmers about it. But this was great.
Yeah.
So how does this work now? Have you already contacted admins in terms of payment? Like, do I have to sign anything?
Yes, we need you to sign our log of hours right here. And do you know where Darian Tucker is? He's been our main contact, but he's been kind of, MIA for a while. I might want like another representative for us.
Oh yeah, sure. I can forward you to all the proper channels to make sure.
Thank you.
We'll make sure that it's taken care of right away. Honestly,
You're a sweetheart.
after everything that you've all done, this has just been so we're very privileged to have you aboard.
I looked
I
into
figured.
search history log.
Okay, well, we will make sure that everything is on the up and up. And at this point, you are essentially kind of like escorted to your actual private ship, which, you know what? Why don't you all describe for me what you've been able to pool together in terms of a ship for the four of you?
My initial thought was it's basically like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like a lived-in home. Like, there's stuff everywhere, like just clothes randomly hanging on wires. Like,
It is not new.
it's not new because most of us would probably want to like fix it up ourselves and like do things not in regulation. And there's like,
Oh yeah, we've pimped out the engine.
oh yeah, like it looks bad, but on the inside it is chef's kiss.
And it's called
It
the
has
Lemon
been-
Beal.
Yeah.
That's what Isko wants it to be. Its real name. I'm just kidding.
No, if there's a
Yes,
sticker,
it's real.
and that's what it says on it.
Its real name is the Terminal.
Ah.
No, I hate that. It's the Lemon Mobile. Lemon has
There's
a
still
sticker that says Lemon
a
Mobile like
debate.
several places. Put stickers several places
Every
out
time
there.
y'all fight and now don't reach a conclusion about the name, Lukas puts another sticker somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
There are many lemon stickers
This is
over.
What about the Lemon Terminal? Like,
This
can we
is-
do that?
This is a Lemon just acting out, you know.
He's had a rough 6 months.
Reba, I need another
And
patch
it has
to put
been.
on his arm because he's annoying me.
I only hand those out on request now. I don't force them on anyone.
Thank you.
I'm gonna steal one.
And it has been an interesting 6 months since your time together, and your last hurrah against the Rogue Rangers, saving the unit that had been harboring your simulation, as well as stopping the force from trying to get some kind of petty revenge. Since then, Shane had been incarcerated, has been put in a maximum security prison on a distant moon outside of the edge of the galaxy. And you came together to kind of use these skill sets that you've built to help others in simulation training, to make sure that no one has to go through what you've been through. Needless to say, though, even in a short amount of time of 6 months, it feels like it's been a long time. And you've all remember the captain's speech at the end saying that the one thing that you now had is your freedom to do whatever it is that you wanted. And yet, strangely, you still find yourselves keeping it like you were a team together. So we're going to go around and we're going to find out what everybody has been doing in this time since forming this little unit and what they hope to maybe accomplish, starting with Reba.
So first off, the first very, very, very first thing that Reba did is that she set up an investigation. Shane said that there was some negative side effects to the patches, so she did a full recall through her company and then started research over to make sure there was no adverse side effects before reintroducing them to the market. And now she's actually secretly preparing a business proposal to give to the team whenever there's a good moment for that.
would love for you to roll a d20 to see the success rate of your investigation.
Ooh, okay.
Pretty good.
15.
Oh,
That is a success. That goes the way you want it to go. And what would that ideal result be? Not the perfect result, but the ideal one.
I think that she did find that there was some adverse side effects. It wasn't maybe as bad as Shane had said, but that did give some merit to like his protest and his like rebellion that he had. So she felt bad about that. She got it as fixed as quickly as possible. But there was a slight hit to the reputation of cybernetics.
Yeah, the stocks did decline a little bit. However, you were able to bounce back, and as you were formally able to take charge of this particular part of your parents' company's operations, of which they had at that point now decided to sell their shares and put it in recommended hands by people that you personally, Reba, would feel trusting with it in. And what kind of role do you kind of have right now? Is it more passive, you think, or is it you still kind of like splitting sides of working with your friends and working with your family's company?
It's definitely passive. She sat in on a few meetings, tried to acclimate back to civilian life, and it was just difficult. It's boring. It takes too long. So she found a couple people that she trusts and delegates to, and has taken a really backseat role when it comes to cybernetics. Cycler cybernetics. There we go.
Is there any rebranding?
Oh, no, there wasn't. It's been in the family for so long. It'd be difficult to rebrand this galactic company that stretches across stars.
Fantastic. We'll now go to Lukas.
Okay, Lukas has been doing therapy.
Yay!
and we leave it at that.
No, mostly
and
that.
how do you feel that it has affected you personally? Like, how do you feel Lukas has changed since then until now?
He's found some hobbies. He's picked up drawing. He's not great, but he's the one who designed the Lemon Mobile stickers that he sticks everywhere, and that's kind of how he deals with his frustrations. The drawing, and then just putting stickers places.
Art therapy, a fantastic way to cope with a vengeful ex.
I feel that. And you know what's weird is I have a lemon sticker now in my water bottle. I don't know how that got there.
I didn't design that though. Shout out to Zoe, part of the RD5 team, for designing that for me. It's my new personal logo. Therapy. He has not visited Shane.
How has his relationship been with being a ranger?
I think he's had a lot of trauma. I feel like he's about to be honorably discharged. Honestly, I think he's kind of at the last moments. Actually, no, I don't. Shoot, Lukas. I don't think because in the simulation we established that Lukas was fairly new, but because that was a simulation, I like to think, and we mentioned that Lukas was in a war that
yeah.
Lukas has actually probably been in the Rangers for about a decade. I imagine he's like 32 or something. He's ready to leave. He's been through that. He went through everything with Shane, and he's realizing he's just not happy with it. His time's gone. Like, he enjoyed it at first, but he's done. His time there is over.
You know, it would be really symbolic. So, are the stuff on your jacket, is it just duct tape?
It is, yeah.
You should just start taking it off.
Okay. So
I think that would be. I thought that.
scarf for Lucas.
You don't have
Lucas
to
wears
do
a
it.
scarf now. No, I kind of like this. I want to use
Then
this
keep
for
it. It's
another
okay.
roleplay
It's
or
okay.
something. Yeah, but he got a scarf, so he's doing pretty great.
It's like when someone just gets like the one fashion choice item that's like, this is my identity right now at this
Yes.
moment. So right now Lucas is in their scarf phase.
I have one.
Yes,
of those.
he
I'm in a
definitely
phase.
is.
Is it a tactical scarf?
Yes,
Define that as you will.
it has its uses. So yeah, that kind of summarizes
cool.
some of the things. Yeah, hasn't visited Shane. Is doing art therapy and
Have you done
just been
any
testing
kind of
stuff.
like maybe working with other rangers, like new recruits, or have you completely distanced yourself?
I think he's completely distanced himself. He's only done what's I think a lot of pity is the wrong word, but there's been a lot of understanding of phase. I think it was a mutual agreement to phase Lucas out. And so he's mostly been doing paperwork, some testing of these systems. I'm sure some of that's freelance, some of it is for the Rangers. But otherwise, he hasn't been placed on anything dangerous.
So
Anything
keeping it
that would
mellow.
require him. Yeah, everything's been mellow.
All right. And now we move to Isko.
I think Isko had a pretty big revelation through all of this adventure. And seeing that the big bad guy, Shane, was just a hurt person, I think it's kind of sunk in Isko's head that a lot of the time in the universe there isn't some big evil person to run up to and punch. There's just kind of a lot of wounded people in the world that need help. So I think Isko has actually started following more in his mom's footsteps than his father's, and I think probably is taking a lead on a lot of this holodeck engineering stuff, trying to make sure that people have the capabilities to keep themselves safe out in the galaxy. And because these were virtual worlds that he grew up in, he has a lot of the instincts to put them together the right way. And I think more than that, for a kid who mostly grew up on his own, he's found a little family and he's not making any plans to leave them.
You get a call immediately as you board the ship from your mom. You see that it rings.
Boop.
Hey.
Hello. What have we here?
How'd it go today?
It went pretty good. I was hard on them because I just want to make sure that everything is as safe as possible, but I'm really impressed. I think you'll be happy with the new up-and-comers in the industry.
Okay, could you pretend to sound excited at this point? Because you sound exhausted.
Mama, that's because he is.
Hey,
Annie's there.
Annie's
Hi,
there.
Annie.
Annie's always here.
She's doing the mom thing where, like,
Oh my God.
she doesn't realize if you're on speaker or not, so she's just yelling as if there's someone that can be heard.
Yeah, no, Annie's here. We just got off a big day. It was a long simulation. But no, it was all great stuff.
Hey, I was wondering, do you want to, I'm going to be home next week. If you want to come by, just, bring your friends if you want to, or if you just want to come by, be nice to see you.
Yeah,
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll check with Luke and Reba. I feel like Annie, you're coming, right?
Yes.
All right.
I would love to see Annie. How is she?
She can talk for herself.
Okay, well, she's going to tell me all about what you've been up to when you guys get here.
It's not much, Mom. It's not much.
Oh, I'm sure there's something. There's always something with you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, good news. A package came in for you today. It looks like that the records from our old place that we used to live of all the holodeck stuff, they found them. They got archived, so they were able to retrieve them, and you can use them the way that you've been intending.
Are you serious? Oh
Yeah. I signed over the paper. I literally just finished signing over the paperwork so that now they are in your name.
I thought
So this is your property, boy.
I thought it was lost media. That's crazy.
No. Well, I mean, if you want to market it that way, I've heard that's coming back in a big way.
I don't think I'm gonna sell it. I think I'm just gonna hang on to it.
All right. Hey, talk to you soon, right?
Yeah. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Mom.
Not soon enough.
Bye.
She hangs up.
Annie is gonna walk over to Isko, who obviously looks tired, and she's gonna take one of her hands and kind of take some of the hair out from in front of his face, give him a little forehead kiss. I think it's time that you take a little bit of a nap.
I don't know. There's a lot of emails to send before the day is done.
Puts him in a chokehold.
You realize that I'm a cyborg, right? And I can just auto-generate all those emails and write them in a matter of like seconds.
I know, but I don't want to I don't know. Like I'm reading a lot about trying to be a good partner, and I'm trying to make sure that like however stressed I am, you're not my therapist, you're not like the sole homemaker here. Like I want to make sure that I can give everything that my meager human body can.
You really are doing great. Just a second. And she turns and she kind of walks away, but comes up behind Isko, puts a blanket over him, grabs him, picks him up, and takes him to the bedroom where she just puts him down on the bed.
You think I'm a bird or something? You think I'm just gonna fall asleep because you turned the lights out on me?
You're my little Isko burrito.
Caca.
What the? Oh, it's weird that speaker does that.
Yeah, just this little like holographic voice, just and it's a lemon, so it doesn't really add up quite well, but you know,
It works.
it's interesting marketing.
Like,
Avant-garde. As Isko kind of just gets like, you know, begrudgingly tucked away for some R&R. Annie, what are you doing?
So Annie has been working away because she was they were part of the pretty much everything that happened with the VR that they were in. So Annie has been taking into working on the long-term immersive VR. But they're trying to make it so you know that you're in this VR and that there are specific exits anywhere that you could be able to find and leave the program. But the more that they work on it, the more it's accidentally turning into a video game.
I would love to have you roll right now.
Yeah.
For we're gonna call this a efficiency roll to see how the design went.
I'm using my D10 and my D4.
How did you make a completely blank dice?
I don't know, but it's showing up on the side. So it was a 3, a 10.
That's so weird.
No, it's just showing as blank for me.
And a 4.
No, it's just totally blank.
Oh,
yeah.
I think you did hidden.
That's
I think you're rolling
there it is.
Okay, that was a test.
We don't have to take that one, right?
They were all tests.
They were all tests.
They were all tests.
I'm waiting for them to disappear.
All
Now I
tests.
get them to disappear.
They'll disappear in a minute.
I'll just do it again. Okay.
There we
Perfect.
go. 18.
That's That is wild, guys.
It boots up super quick, and what started out as like just a very like pleasant like logo that was just kind of very similar to your former robotic self that you had been simulated in, as kind of like your programming logo, now almost becomes like the very like ambitious boot up to a video game system that you would see, just like swirling colors and epic music building up to the one logo, and then opening up to reveal like just this dynamic lighting that and now has like a very over the top main menu and hub system, and you do realize that you have maybe invented a brand new console and not so much a training simulator.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Or was it?
The Animus Alpha, as it is, has just been kind of like
by Annie.
you just have like now maybe it's like, oh, maybe you found that you were really into not so much tools for the efficiency of mankind, but for their entertainment purposes.
I think I found my calling, and it's entertainment.
And what would be your, what you call them simulations, but clearly they're games. But what's the one that you're most proud of working on at the moment?
After they realized it was more of a video game than anything, they kind of went hard into the more rudimentary weaponry from years and years ago, like bows and arrows and like cannons, like all this weird stuff that people don't use anymore. That's kind of like super old, to kind of give people an idea of how things felt in the past without their cybernetics and such. So they probably would start creating all of those and having fun with that.
I'm not sure how to get rid of these dice.
I
but
don't know.
In
either.
reality, what do they look like now? What does it actually look like now at this point?
The video game itself?
Yeah.
There's different
Is
modes.
it basically Skyrim?
It's so kind of. It's like Skyrim, but with mods. So you can select which mods you want. So you can specify, like, so it's going to be kind of like all the same world map, just different eras or subjects that you can pick from. So if you want, you can play, like early 2000s. It's not the most popular one, but it's there. 2077. You can go like into the year 4000. You caught all my references.
Cyberpunk 3077 was a fantastic, fantastic follow-up.
Thank you. I may have put about 15 hours into that game the past like 5 days. I have a problem.
But you did it through the dilation time, so in reality, you were like, you were there.
Yeah.
You were out in the real world. It was only 15 hours. For you, it's been like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, you could pick different levels, all sorts of things. So she really went hard into like customizing. So then people who make mods don't have to because they're already there.
So as you're on to basically what will be like a rest stop on the way towards your hub area where you all are able to depart where you need to go, you find basically like the equivalent of a galactic truck stop, and it's a refueling center. It's a space station that is meant to just take transit in and out, and for larger convoys that take the wormhole tunnel systems. This is a media point for rest and relaxation, as well as just food is available, and the four of you are able to park, no problem, pay off the standard docking fee, and you find a wonderful place to sit down and eat for a really good, albeit manufactured, home-style meal at Ma's Cantina, which is a franchise owned by Nova TerraCore.
Is there a Star Wars band playing in here?
Oh, no. It's more, think the space version of a Denny's.
You said cantinas. I wasn't sure, but I got
Spec-
you.
Yeah,
Denny's.
but, you know,
Space Denny's.
they know their audience.
Yeah, Spennies.
Spennies.
Benny's.
Screw
Or-
what I said. You're at Spennies.
John Hammies.
Oh,
John Ham sandwich.
think
John
about that
Hamburger
for a
is
second.
definitely on the.
Oh no, I've thought about
Very
it.
careful
Okay.
with what you choose. Because whatever it is, it's canon.
Isko's getting a John Hamburger.
As a holographic version of late 90s John Hamm, then unknown.
Late 90s,
yeah,
specifically.
Introduces themselves as your as your server, ready to take your orders. Each of you getting your own specialty meals, things that you love, your rest food at this time. And the four of you have some time to just sit and enjoy some peace and quiet.
okay, but should I hack our waiter and turn him into something else? Maybe make one of his eyes bigger than the
No,
other?
Annie, that's illegal.
They wouldn't find out it was me. They
So-
would just notice.
Someone would find out that somebody did it, and they have a record of our ship being here.
Yeah,
not-
that would be really terrible. You know, it would be even worse if you did it, but set it on a timer so it activated in 4 days or so. When we're already gone, that'd just be real.
That
That'd
would
probably
be-
super
Oh
illegal.
gosh, that'd be so illegal. And her eyes flash this really bright blue.
Give me a you know what? I would love everybody else to roll a d20 just to see if they're noticing this behavioral moment.
No, Isko's busy ranting. Annie, when the hell did I end up becoming the responsible one? I was the cool one. And
Yeah,
then,
Lucas,
I
you
got a
catch it
job.
while everyone else
Look,
is
you
really
still
hungry.
are the
And I
cool
just-
one. It's
I-
just I'm a little bit
I
more
order everyone
rebellious
else's food.
because of you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, I just became a little bit more rebellious. That's how it works.
All right. I'm pretty impressed by it, not gonna lie.
Thank you.
There is a moment when your food comes,
Oh,
and
real quick.
there
in,
is a
in 4 days.
Go ahead. Mhm.
There will be a mark on this server's forehead, and it's a dick.
all of you basically just immediately the hologram, the hard light has no way of really like recognizing that any sort of like glitch has happened to them. They just think you're having a great time, and your food is served to you. While you're having that served, and it moves away to another table, just kind of blinks and goes to another one. And you hear that table uproariously laugh as they realize what is just going on there. A small, like a little kid who is similar in species to you, Reba, comes up to the table kind of shyly with a crayon and a
child.
play mat
Ew.
and just says, hello, are you the heroes? Are you the four heroes?
Aren't you just the most precious thing I ever did see? I mean, it's kind of bold to say we're heroes, but
Yeah.
we are probably the people you're thinking.
Can I have your autograph? And she just
I-
holds out the crayon.
I kind of have a problem with this. Like, what do you mean here? What happened to us? Would that have been known? Because it feels like it was just this one ship that was taken. It didn't get far enough for someone for this to be on the for us. To
I
be
don't
called
even
heroes.
imagine.
That's
I
the
imagine
problem.
not even this being an internal monologue. I imagine Lucas saying this legitimately out loud and frank to the child.
But it's also a legit question. Like, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
feel
I
like-
know. It's part of the mystery.
And who is this kid? Who are you, kid?
Oh, I'm just a big fan. I saw I saw you on the media blur that the 4 people who saved the space station and stopped the Webble Rangers. And
So
you recollect,
darling.
Lukas, that you don't remember signing off to any sort of media coverage, but the 3 of you are all kind of like, oh, right, we talked about this.
Yeah, I would just so love to sign that for you. Come on over here.
She just like hands it to you, and she just puts her head on like the table like this.
Rebecca Cycler.
Your name's short for Rebecca?
What do you think Reba was short for?
I don't know. Rebecca?
Just thought it was
You just thought it was like
Wait,
contained in Rebecca.
You like Reba
is anyone else?
McIntyre?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Like,
Is
you're,
Reba McIntyre
you're a
also
single
short for
Reba
Rebecca?
who works 2 jobs.
Okay, does anyone else have a full name that we don't know about?
My name's short for
I figured-
Francisco.
What?
But we knew that, right?
I knew that. But I read all y'all's records, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm surprised.
Lucas-
Amy
Hey,
had-
are you gonna
Luke.
sign this for the little kid or like?
Wait, I'm not letting you get away with that one, Lemon. But no, we'll sign that for the kids for sure. I think
Annie
it's fine.
just, for a signature, she just puts a power button. Like, just writes power button. It's so sticky. And she hands the crayon to Lukas.
Ew. Lucas draws a lemon.
It's drawn pictures at this point.
She takes it, she looks at it, she says, "Thank you," and then she just kind of tick, 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 like scurries off to her parents' table, who just kind of like politely give a wave, and the dad just kind of mouths.
Wait, okay, would she have even wanted my autograph if I'm the one who didn't? Because now this makes more sense. News coverage, I didn't think about that. I'm sorry.
You're allowed to sign stuff,
Uh,
dude.
Yeah, you vaguely remember like someone asking you questions, but Lukas, you've been
Like,
in
if I
therapy,
didn't-
you've been focusing on you.
Because you said like the other 3 signed the media release form, so if Lucas didn't, would this child know who Lucas was?
No, I think what I mean signed off, I mean more like just kind of a verbal agreement that if someone came up to you to interview you about stuff, everyone was like willing to talk, and then
Okay,
you were there.
okay. I don't understand how these things work.
Because Lucas,
Work.
as
Thank
you've
you for-
established, Lucas, as you have established, you've been zoning in and out of like life, just trying to get
Yeah.
through this whole post-traumatic stress.
I might
So-
have,
Okay, thank you
I'm-
for clearing that all up for me. Sorry.
I might have signed your
problem.
media release for you, Lukas. You were a bit out of it. Really, I just copied and pasted one that you had already written, so technically I didn't write it. You did. I just
genuinely
gave it to
not
them.
okay with that, Annie.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll go delete it.
Thank you.
And then her eyes
I would
flash
appreciate
red,
that.
and she comes back about a minute later. Okay, it's gone.
Okay.
Annie, you're like the closest thing to a demigod on this mortal plane in a universe entirely ruled by technology.
And you're like dating her. What's that like?
I have a massive inferiority complex about it, but in a way that I'm very flattered.
Oh,
Cool.
I don't know how to respond to that.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I don't.
You can just hang and eat our
y'all are-
hamburgers. HAMM burgers.
HAM
John
burgers.
hamburgers. Yeah.
That's right.
So
Double
I got
M's
Chinese
for
hash.
good.
Oh no.
Where did the hologram come from? Does he come up every time we say the word hamburger? He gives us more facts about it.
Oh heavens.
Did you know that the hamburger,
Ah.
spelled with 2 M's, is actually... So you enjoy your meal, you enjoy your company time, your time off, and the payment that you received from this job takes care of pretty much everything that you need to do, refueling, your temporary lodging if need be. Food is completely... And you've got plenty left over as well. And you just kind of are hanging in this moment. And in the time that you've been together, it is kind of been a work scenario. And this is the first time where there's been no follow-up job in a long time. There's been no next contract to go to for consulting. There has been no sort of need to re-up any of your skills that you had been training through. You just kind of have life to choose what comes next.
Isko's gonna order a drink, which is some type of alcoholic soda, and like just kind of like get around on the house and hold it up to everybody and say, folks, not the most satisfying glasses to clink here, but I would like to toast to us. Yeah, not doesn't have the same like inherent nice little ting that glass does, but here we are. We've got galaxies and galaxies ahead of us, and if I can be corny in this 1 minute and nowhere beyond that, I think if I've learned anything, it's that you don't need a big fancy piece of technology to build a new world. You just need to be surrounded by the right people. So wherever we end up after this, I've got faith we can make a good world for ourselves. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this is awful.
Drink.
Oh, Michael, your audio.
Your audio has disappeared.
We didn't hear you.
With one final drink between the four of you, the room and your vision goes dark. There is an absence of light and of sound, of sight. The only thing surrounding you right now is a single thought. What's going on? One feeling shared amongst the four of you. Fear. Isolation. No understanding of this moment. And then, like a spotlight shine right in your eyes. The four of you find yourself standing lit in a void. Like a star-lit floor below you. On a reflective, glass-like surface. No means of being able to see the light source above you, but knowing that it is coming from above. The volume of this room is so hard to judge. And you don't know exactly why, but you feel... Well, the only way to describe it is normal. Annie, you look at your hands and you realize they're flesh and blood like anyone else's next to you. Reba, your cybernetics are all gone. Lukas, you have no sign of any wear or tear on your body from battle. Isko, you don't see any signs of calluses or any extra grit or dirt that you are used to feeling. You just have this version of yourself. The room echoes in silence until the four of you finally hear one voice, a voice you've never heard before, a voice that is resident, deep, and encompassing the entire room. No knowing of where the source of it is coming from, where it just says, "Welcome, heroes. It seems you've found your place in the universe. Speak, for you have questions."
Can we see each other?
Yes.
Did we die?
Are we naked or are we wearing clothes?
You're in your same clothes that you were in previously.
Cool. I wasn't sure.
You just realized that you're kind of normal.
Did we die?
Isko?
Far from it.
Annie, I'm here. We're all here. We're all good. Who are you?
I am the Overseer.
And where are we right now?
You are in the space between spaces, a realm beyond, the in-between.
Why did you bring us here?
To give you my thanks.
Okay. Appreciate it.
For what?
Can we...
For showing me your story.
That's not creepy at all. Can we, so like, after this conversation's done, what happens? Do we get to go?
The lights swirl around and illuminate this volumetric room to kind of show that it is not too dissimilar in shape from the simulation rooms that you've been in, but this feels more on a cosmic scale. This feels like it is something beyond understanding of technology, where volumetric shapes seem to form out of nothing, as if what's in front of you becomes real, but then almost its distance is uncertain as to how close the object is. Is that a star, or is it a projection of a swirling galaxy? Are you standing on some sort of surface, or is it kind of like a flat, undisturbed liquid? It is beyond alien to you, but you can see that it is moving, it is living, it is engulfing all of you, and you watch as all of these points of light from stars and swirling galaxies come together to form one single beam that extends into one line and then opens up like an elevator door. And stepping out, a cloaked individual who is in a large, deep, dark blue, dark purple robe with a hood over it. You can't see a face beyond. There's just a shadowed image, but there's this kind of pearl blue combination of light from where eyes would be that are looking out. And you see metallic hands in place of where organic would be. And it's not even so much that it is walking, it feels like it is floating, but it is incredibly tall from as it gets closer to you. And now you can start to see that there is now a distance at about 7 feet it stands. And just with arms folded across each other, but in a almost monastic way.
I wish to congratulate you on a story that is most enjoying to see, that I have rarely seen in my time. One of triumph, one of admiration for each other, one of friendship, and one of overcoming odds.
by your own means. You four, I have seen many, many stories, but none like yours. So I invite to ask you, would you like to tell another one? Or would you like to see others?
Can we talk about it first?
I would
He
like
drifts
to
back
my bennies.
and then extends his hands out. And you see then these four kind of like windowed images that almost look like tears in reality that open up and kind of show each of you individually living out everything that you remember from this time of entering the simulation to the time of being released from it and everything that happened in between, as well as your own lives, almost like just a menagerie of images that then multiply and duplicate until they form this domed grid around you, showing all the different possibilities of life from just these four people. And I would love everybody to now roll percentile dice.
Ooh.
Nope, don't like that.
Is this the right one? Oh, I clicked hidden roll, didn't I?
Got 46.
I got 47, which is crazy.
That is
Reveal. Oh, I
So-
can click reveal to reveal it.
There you go.
So it's a what dice are they?
The D10 and then
The 0,
the percentile one, yeah.
the D10X.
Yeah.
If you need us to roll for you, we also got you covered.
There it is.
Oh, and you can click reveal. Woo!
75.
75?
I assume
Lucas.
higher means good.
I would hope so.
Lucas, you see the most variations of your own life. You see ways that you could have been, or stories of where you could have gone, or what are different choices. You see the most kind of branch out. Reba and Isko, for the most part, your lives seem pretty much on track of what you have had as a idea, but there are alternatives of what could have been, minor divergences here and there. Annie, yours seems to be the most focused. You see a lot of just what you've already been through, maybe in different times in your life. They happen at different points, or perhaps you have things done earlier in life than that you have now. But for the most part, they all seem to be that you have a clear idea of where your life could have gone and where it can go. And he points to all, or whatever this is, but he does refer to himself as him, and points to all of these and just says, this is a realm of possibility for all of you. But do not let it be the only thing you believe yourself that you can become, or what could have been, or what might be, or what will. I'm here to show you a gift of you achieving something remarkable. Because this is an anomaly event. For the four of you to have accomplished what you have in the way you did, specifically the way you did it, not one point in my viewings have I ever seen it result in that way. So I wish to only give you this gift of saying and revealing how unique you all are.
And I can't help but be a fan. As he just just shrinks himself down a little bit more to a just more comfortable, less imposing version. Isko, Annie, Lukas, Reba. You are in what I call the Atlas Terminal, where I look upon all versions of worlds and all possibilities of what could be, what is, and what will.
Annie's gonna just completely interrupt him to tap Lemon on the shoulder. See? The terminal would have been a great name.
No, because then we'd be infringing on their copyright.
No,
Terminals
because we
are
wouldn't know about
stationary.
it.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, well, but still, whatever. Sorry.
I mean, like, if you go with the idea
I
that
can assure you
space
that
moves
no
around
version
us
of the four of
in
you
level.
has ever interrupted what is essentially a god.
Sorry.
Which is why I love this.
So you're saying
Well, you know,
we are in a bag of wasabi peas where like 1 out of every 10 is spicy. We are the bag of wasabi peas where every single one of them was spicy.
He takes a moment,
Right.
thinks about it.
I really like wasabi peas.
I hate it when you made me do that.
I'm aware.
That's
Half of
pretty
you,
weird,
actually.
man.
The percentile that I'm speaking to of you, Isko, Wasabi
have you
wasn't
seen-
on the table.
Everything we've ever done.
Granted,
That doesn't
none
bear
of this
thinking about.
is set in stone in the cosmos. These are all just possibilities.
So, that wasn't an answer? Have you seen everything?
I had some
I've
private
seen-
moments.
it's just I don't
No,
think
not
it bears
like
thinking
that.
about.
Not like that.
I am an observer
I just don't.
of the most defining moments of an individual's life to find their
The
place
canon events.
in the universe.
Isko, I would say you and I had a canon event.
What is that? What does that mean?
Never mind. Okay.
Ugh.
Hey. So going back to that question you asked us about whether we want to see other stories or live out more. I don't know about everyone else, but I, Isko, right now, I want to live a life. I want to take Annie to the planet of open plains. I want to go to the dingiest little bars with Lemon. And I want Reba to open my mind in ways that I have never seen possible without weird psychedelics. And whether it's interesting or not, whether it's a story or not, I want to feel it all with these people.
Andy's gonna hold on to Isko's hand and stand next to him. Me too.
Listen. In our journeys, we only achieved this miraculous event because we were together. When we met, we were like cracked in weird ways. Annie was a bot. Isko, you were so proud you had to make yourself look cool
That's pretty
all
normal,
the
I
time.
think, but okay.
I won't lie, he is pretty cool.
I don't
I know,
Yeah.
right?
I'm talking about.
Lukas, you've gone through more than any person ought, and you're better after it instead of worse. And I think that all of these things were only possible because we were together. So if you two are staying, I want us to stay together.
Annie will hold out her hand for Reba to grab.
Reba takes it. Their fingers like interlace
Yes.
a little bit, and she gives you a little squeeze. Lukas, I know that that's my wish, but you're your own person, And if this is something you feel like you have to do, I understand that.
But we'll miss you.
I would like to still be with all of you, but in a different universe, a different timeline. If I could just forget the bad parts. It hurts. Everything really hurts. And if I have the opportunity to erase that, I know it's selfish, but
No.
I don't know how long I can keep going like this. I don't want to hurt for the rest of my life. I want to go back to the orchard. I want to have never had to fight and lose people. I wish I had never met Shane. I don't know what to do here.
Well, if you don't want to hurt again, you're definitely going to need a doctor. And Reba's going to let go of Annie's hand and walk over to Lukas and take his instead. You're absolutely crazy if you think I'm going to let you go by yourself, Lukas. Come on, we've been buddies this whole time.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm certain. Besides, cycler cybernetics, it ain't for me. So, new adventure?
Lukas is going to hug Reba and whisper in her ear, "New adventure."
I'm gonna look over to Annie and just say, if we leave this, will we leave behind everything we fought for? Will we still find each other?
My heart tells me yes. But at the same time, I have to admit I'm scared.
Hey, you two are happy. You know how rare that is? Go be happy. It's okay.
Lukas.
A ranger and a medic. Nothing bad can happen to us, right?
Lukas is going to he's got some red cloth. He's going to kind of pick at it, the individual fibers, and he's going to wrap red strings around everyone's pinkies and say, "We're connected."
Across time and space.
We'll find a way
Okay.
back to each other. How the fuck do y'all have those just on hand?
It's a
I mean,
raffle ticket.
This was
Top-
improvised. What the fuck?
No, it's it's a Japanese
I
thing. for
know! I've
Yeah.
seen your name,
Who would
Mika
know it?
McIntosh!
Mika short for Mikael. It's not a
The overseer
niece.
raises their palms, and on the left hand side, a door essentially opens, similar to the beam of light means that he entered. On his right side, another one opens. Two paths. One for you to go together, one for you to go your separate ways. Should you decide, your stories will be told. Another time, another place. But
If I can figure anything from what I have observed, your stories will eventually meet.
Lukas! If you don't
Isko.
find your way back to me, I'm gonna kick you in the shin. You'd better.
There's no way not to find you. You're a pretty big presence.
Then I'll be the biggest, most annoying sound in the universe so that we can all hang out again.
You're just
Reba?
too cool.
I'm gonna learn to skate this time.
You better. And hey, don't be too much of a pain in Isko's neck. Not everyone can, do the demigod thing.
I'll tone it down a little.
You don't have to tone down anything, first of all. You're perfect the way you are. Second of all, Reba, that goes double for you. If Lukas gets hurt badly again and you're not around to help him, I will also kick you in the shins.
I would never.
I know you wouldn't. I just trust you. So, but it just I felt like I had to say something. It would just feel weird to leave dead air there.
I know. We've been the mom and the dad of the group for so long.
Which is so weird given how these relationship dynamics shook out.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, one of you
alright.
turned into daddy, so...
What the fuck are you talking about here?
I'm sorry, I'm not good. I'm not good with goodbyes or like any kind of thing like that.
That is a one consistent in the entire system. I can safely tell you that.
Well, thanks for that. But Annie, this ain't goodbye. This is just a see you later. Okay? And you can't cry, because then you're gonna make me cry. And we don't need that.
Okay.
Okay?
No.
Hey, I really do hope that y'all find an amazing future on the other side out there. I'm just selfish and I'm gonna miss you. But I'm also selfish enough to know that we'll make it happen. We'll find our way back to each other, and I'm excited to see and hear the stories that you all bring back to us.
Can I hack into this place?
No, I'm essentially I'm way more powerful than you would ever possibly imagine.
That's really rude, but okay.
Just every now and then, a version of you does need to be humbled. I'm just saying.
Hey, Lukas. My nerve is kind of wavering. Can we go through our door now?
Lukas is just gonna go through. He's going to turn around and lean back, kind of fall through the door.
As we see your back, there's a lemon sticker that Annie has stuck on your back.
I knew it.
All right, I love you guys.
And
Be
you
safe,
watch
be
as
good.
Lukas and Reba become enveloped in the light as the door closes behind them, leaving only one door ahead for Annie and Isko.
You ready?
As long as you're with me, always.
Of course.
Now it's time for us to hold hands and jump into the abyss together.
Let's do it.
Through the gateway you go, light enveloping you all, finding yourselves, well, a story for another time. And what will those stories entail? Only the universe knows. For 4 individuals
found themselves by finding each other and their place in the universe. This has been Atlas Terminal. And we are very, very pleased to have brought you this story. Now, be it that it is where it ends, nothing ever ends when it comes to these kinds of tales. And while we may be scattered across this large universe of itself to tell other stories in other ways, we are very grateful that we were able to tell this story to all of you, to everyone who watched. Whether it was here, whether it was on demand, and the opportunity that we had for all of us to be able to tell this story together and form our own little adventure. Something that I know I will never forget. So, on behalf of this cast, for everyone at CouchSoup, we thank you for watching us. We truly appreciate wherever your story may take you, that you got to tell one with us. Thank you, and good night.